Walking is one of the first things we learn as humans. But in many Indian cities, walking has quietly become one of the hardest things to do. And the consequences for our health, our streets, and our safety are far bigger than we think. In this context, it is pertinent to ask, why is something as simple as walking becoming so challenging in many Indian cities now? How did we end up with urban spaces where walking often feels unsafe or stressful? And what does the data really reveal about the rising danger for pedestrians in India? If you are curious to explore these questions on your own, you can analyze the dataset on pedestrian-related road accidents in India compiled by our team at Dataful. Sourced from the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, this dataset is clean, structured and ready to use, making the data analysis hassle-free. To download it, click the link in the description. Now back to the story. To understand why walking has become so challenging in urban India, we first need to look at the way Indian cities are designed. Most cities do not have continuous footpaths. Sidelines often appear for a short distance and then suddenly disappear. Even where footpaths exist, many are broken, too narrow, or blocked by parked vehicles and street vendors. Poor lighting makes walking at night risky. And for people with disabilities or mobility issues, most walkways are simply not accessible. All of this forces people to walk on the road right next to fast-moving traffic. The data also reveals how unsafe this situation has become. In the 5 years between 2019 and 2023, India recorded roughly 3.5 lakh road accidents involving pedestrians. Due to these accidents, around 1.5 lakh people lost their lives and injuries were almost twice that number. These figures show a clear pattern. Pedestrian risk is rising. In fact, accidents involving walkers grew by more than 57% during this period. This means that despite more awareness, the actual conditions for pedestrians have not improved. Another reason walking feels unsafe is how our cities prioritize vehicles. Many projects focus on making traffic move faster. Flyovers, signal-free corridors, and wide junctions designed mainly for cars and two-wheelers. But these same projects often ignore the needs of pedestrians. Safe crossings are missing, markings fade quickly, signals don't work regularly. At many busy intersections, people are simply expected to cross through gaps in traffic. This kind of design makes walking difficult for everyone, especially children, the elderly, and people with disabilities. Further, socio-economic realities also make things even more complicated. In several cities, parts of the road or footpath become temporary living spaces, thereby reducing the space for walkers. There is also limited public demand for better pedestrian infrastructure. Walking is often seen as something people do only when they don't have any other option. This means decisions are usually made by people who drive, not by people who walk. As a result, the needs of pedestrians remain under-prioritized. In order to address this, India has introduced several measures: the National Urban Transport Policy, the Transit-Oriented Development Policy, the Smart Cities Mission, Amrit, and various guidelines for non-motorized transport. Some cities have even created better cycle tracks, pedestrian zones, and public transport networks. But the pace of change is too slow and implementation varies by state. Many local bodies lack the technical capacity and very often the allocated funds remain unused. As a result, projects get delayed and the enforcement of pedestrian safety is compromised. In this regard, it is worth thinking about what kind of cities we want for the future. Should walking, the most basic human movement, feel so risky all the time? What change do you think should come first? Better footpaths, safer crossings, stronger enforcement, or a complete rethink of how our streets are designed? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Research for this story is powered by GoPy and Tagore.ai. To know more, click on the related links in the description.